2, 1. All right. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Welcome to another episode of the Empowered Immigrant Live. So happy to be here with you today. It's August 31st of 2023. This is the last day of the month of August of 2023. Thank you so much for joining me here today. My name's Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. And welcome to another episode of the Empowered Immigrant Live. Today we're going to be talking about the benefits of running FOIAs first. Okay? So FOIAs first, we'll talk about that. First of all, welcome. Thank you so much for being here, whether you're here on Instagram or TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. Like really, thank you all so much for being here. The Empowered Immigrant Live is here to train, teach, inspire, and empower immigrants to make the most out of immigration laws and to make the most out of their lives. All right? So ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Today our theme is the benefits of running FOIAs first. All right? And my question that I always ask is, do you want to get a green card? Do you want to at least see what your options are? You want to explore your immigration options? Is this year your year to at least start the process? Because if so, we just have a few months left of the year. If so, go for it. I encourage you to do it. It's a life-changing experience for people. I'd love to help you with it. My firm is on a mission to win 10,000 immigration cases in the next 10 years. We would love for your case to be one of them. All right? So thank you for everyone for being here. Now, before we get into the topic today, I always like to start with a small empowerment tip, this being the Empowered Immigrant Podcast. So my tip today, short and sweet, my tip is to don't give up on yourself. Okay? If you have a goal, if you immigrated to the United States with a dream, if you want something for yourself, for your life, go for it. Don't give up on it. All right? I have goals, I have dreams, I have a contribution that I want to make to the U.S. political system, to the U.S. legal system. And sometimes things don't go my way, and sometimes I'm tempted to give up on it. All right? Sometimes I'm tempted to give up for like a few minutes. And when I feel that way, instead of giving up, what I do instead is I say, time out. I go for a walk, right? I go for a jog. I meditate. I slow down. I reassess. And then inevitably, I can reconnect to who I am and what I stand for. And then that empowers me to get back into action. So my tip today is don't give up on who you are. Don't give up on what you want for your life, for your family, for your future. Don't give up. Go for it. Okay? I hope that's useful. I hope it's helpful. You are worth it. So I want you to stay in action towards whatever it is that you want. Okay, thank you for listening to that, and thank you everybody for tuning in. My name's Otis Landerholm. This is the Empowered Immigrant Live. Our topic today is FOIAs first, and what are the benefits of running your FOIAs first? And I want to start that topic by telling you a story. So, true story, a U.S. citizen, a daughter, came into our office. She's 21 years old, and she wants to help her parents. And we started, in any consultation, we ask all the usual questions. How did they enter the U.S.? Have they ever submitted anything to immigration before? We go through their complete case history, right? Their complete personal history to see if they have a case that our office can help them with. And during that process, the parents remembered a time when someone had come to their church and had charged them $500 each. This happened like in the year 2000 approximately, right? Charged them $500 each and promised that they would get work permits, had them sign some papers, and then they never heard from these people again. All right? They felt like they were defrauded. They clearly were. Okay? So my best advice, just hearing that, my best advice was, okay, time out. All right? Don't have your daughter file for your green cards right away. Let's run your FOIAs first, okay, before requesting any green cards. So then we requested those FOIAs. They took 8 months to get all those records back. And after we got them back and we reviewed them and we studied them and we looked over them together, right? I showed them in the records that that person who had defrauded them had filed an asylum case for them without their knowledge. That case had been denied because they never received receipt notices. They never knew that they were getting called into an interview. So their asylum case was denied. After it got denied, their case was transferred to immigration court, and they didn't know about it. That's part of the asylum process. Because they didn't know about it, they didn't receive the notice. They never showed up to any court hearing. And because of that, the judge signed an order of deportation against them, and they didn't even know about it. Okay? That's why you got to run FOIAs first. It allows you to know what's going on in your case. All right? If they had filed for a green card without knowing that, I mean, they could have been detained at their green card interview, right? Immigration would have had to deny their case. They didn't even have jurisdiction over it. The proper venue in a case like that, jurisdiction, is with the immigration judge, not with USCIS. There could have been all kinds of problems had that family not requested FOIAs first. Okay? And so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What are FOIAs? Right? If you're hearing this for the first time, FOIA, F-O-I-A, FOIA, stands for the Freedom of Information Act. This is a law. It was passed into law. It gives people, all people, not just U.S. citizens, immigrants included, it gives all people the right to access information that federal government agencies have on that person. Okay? That's an important law. That's an important thing to know. Good lawyers, good immigration lawyers use FOIAs. We use them as a tool, all right? We use them as a tool, as a means, as a way to make sure that we understand the evidence that the government is looking at, all right? Whatever appears in their database, so that we can be prepared to clarify, to contest, to challenge, to explain any weird issue that might be in those records. And, you know, sometimes it happens where the government makes mistakes. Government officials, they're people too. Sometimes they make mistakes. We need to request those records, read through them carefully, and find them so that we can best clarify and correct the record, right? Sometimes there's fraud, like there was with the clients that I mentioned earlier. But sometimes it's not fraud, right? Sometimes it's just a mistake. Sometimes a previous lawyer submitted a form, checked the wrong box or something. Like, we've got to see that information so that we can best help you navigate the case. All right? So here are 5 ways, 5 reasons that running FOIAs first helps you. Okay? 5 reasons. I want to just go through them. First, running FOIAs first helps you to make sure that there's no red flag out there against you. Make sure that you're eligible for the immigration benefit you're seeking, all right? Or at least to determine what your immigration options are, okay? Now, sometimes FOIAs will come back empty, right? That doesn't mean that automatically now you're eligible for something. It does not mean that. They're a guide, they're a tool. They help to determine what options are available, but they are not 100% conclusive as to which options are available. We've also got to go over the facts of what's really happened in your life, okay? But those FOIAs do help us explain and understand what options are out there and what red flags may be out there. Second of how running FOIAs first can help you, the second reason is they help us make sure of the best legal strategy that you need. Sometimes you might need to start a case with a motion to reopen, all right? Sometimes you can jump right into a family-based petition. Sometimes the best argument is through the asylum process, right? We want to know what the best legal strategy is out there, and FOIAs help us to do that. Third, running FOIAs first allows us to find any error, any correction, right? Any correction that needs to be made. I mentioned this before. The government and government officials can make mistakes. Prior attorneys can make mistakes. Border Patrol officials can make mistakes. We want to catch these things. Even immigration judges can make mistakes. We want to catch these things and we want to correct them, all right, where possible. Fourth, running FOIAs allows us to understand delays sometimes, okay? Sometimes there's a misunderstanding in the case that's causing the delay. Sometimes a box was checked on a form that's causing the delay. Running FOIAs first can sometimes allow us to predict or at least understand a delay that's happening in your process. And sometimes if we do it in the right order, running FOIAs first, it'll allow us to prevent that delay from the beginning. We address that weird issue that we know would have caused a delay as best as we can from the outset to make your process go more smoothly. All right? And fifth and finally, running FOIAs first allows us to strengthen your case. All right? And maximize your chances of success because we can prepare all the issues that need extra attention. And we can spend the time to gather that extra evidence to rebut against, to show against any weakness in the case, right? To help make your case the strongest that we can possibly make it. Basically, it's a way that smart immigration lawyers prepare. And to maximize your chances on any immigration case, it's like prepare, prepare, prepare. Well, FOIAs are one of the ways we do that. Okay? And so, and you don't just want to run FOIAs to USCIS. People ask which FOIAs to run. Well, it depends on your case, but USCIS, ICE, Customs and Border Patrol, the Office of Biometrics and Identity Management, we call it OBIM, all right? EOIR, which is the Immigration Court System, sometimes the U.S. Department of State, all right? We also like to send fingerprints to the FBI and the California Department of Justice if you're here in California. It's like we want to request every record that might be out there so that we can be crystal clear on what the government has so that we can maximize your chances of winning. Okay? I wanted to share all of that. I hope that's useful. I hope that's helpful. If you have a question, please send your questions in. We're here. We're live. I'd love to answer any questions that you have. All right? And my last point is to explain the risk of not doing FOIAs first. Okay? In my opinion, not doing FOIAs first sometimes is like getting into an airplane without the pilot going over a detailed checklist of all maintenance, making sure the fuel is full, making sure everything else that the plane needs to stay in the air during flight is checked off and ready. Like, not doing FOIAs first comes with risks. What if there were a deportation order against you that you didn't know about? What if there were an arrest or a warrant out for you that you didn't know about? Okay? What if some prior attorney submitted information in your case that was not accurate? What if the government official noted something in your case that wasn't correct? Noted down fake marriage in your application when it wasn't. Yeah? You want to have those records. You want to review those records carefully so that then you're empowered, right? This is the Empowered Immigrant Live. You want to be empowered to make the best decision possible on how to move your case forward. And FOIAs are a way of doing that. Got it? Yeah, that was my topic. That's my topic. I don't see that we've gotten any questions. I'll give you a few minutes if you have some. But thank you to everybody for being here. You know, and Audier S, hello on Instagram, and RMG, hello, and Lavender Beauty, hello, and 007, hello on Instagram. Thank you all so much for being here. And everybody on TikTok, hello to each of you. And everybody on YouTube, of course, hello. Thank you so much for being here. And Facebook and LinkedIn, hello. Thank you all so much for being here. All right. So I don't see any questions, which is totally fine. If you still have a question that you want to submit, please do so. To see those, the best way to see those is to go to our channel in YouTube, click the subscribe button, and then also click the notifications bell. When you do that, you'll receive a notification in YouTube whenever we upload an additional video answering questions or with updates or with immigration news. All right? And so please do that. Just takes a moment. And if you have an immigration case, if you have questions about your immigration case, if you want to run FOIAs or get to the bottom of what options you have, hey, please give us a call. We are here to help. We would love to help. Okay? So thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Again, my name's Otis Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C., where we fight for your American dream. And thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time on our next episode of the Empowered Immigrant Live. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.